As Jessica just mentioned, China says it controls much of the South China Sea. ASEAN members Vietnam, Malaysia, Brunei, and the Philippines also claim islands there, and many of the sovereignty claims overlap. CCTV's Audrey Siek takes a look at the disputes that have unfolded over the past year.
Let's start in April 2015. Satellite images show China building a concrete runway on a disputed reef in the Nansha Islands. Later in May, the United States flies a surveillance plane over the South China Sea. The Chinese Navy issues 8 warnings for the plane to leave. Later in July, the U.S. carries out another surveillance flight. Just 2 days later, China's Navy holds a 10-day live-fire maritime drill. In the same month, an international arbitration court in The Hague hears a case brought by the Philippines challenging China's sovereignty. Beijing says the court has no jurisdiction. Later in October, the U.S. sails a missile destroyer within 12 nautical miles of one of China's man-made islands in the Nansha chain. China protests this move. And in the following month, 2 U.S. B-52 strategic bombers fly near the disputed South China Sea islands. There's another flight in December which Washington says was an accident. Beijing calls it a provocation. In January 2016, China lands a plane for the first time on one of its new island runways in Nansha. Both Vietnam and the Philippines file formal diplomatic protests. Soon after, Taiwan leader Ma Ying-jeou visits Taiping Island in the South China Sea. Vietnam, the Philippines, and the United States criticized the visit. And just a couple of weeks ago, another U.S. destroyer sails within 12 nautical miles of a Chinese island, this time in the Xisha chain. China says the People's Liberation Army warned the ship, which sailed away. Audrey Siek, CCTV.